Well, welcome to the new... Yep, that's it. Here we are. Yeah. Yep. The day has come. The pain is here. The longest, the toughest, the hardest race of the whole calendar. We are at the NORDSCHELIFE NÜRBURGRING. 24 laps, around 3 hours is gonna be more or less, if I don't crash in lap 1. It's gonna be an adventure, that's for sure. There's gonna be an absolute story to tell about this, or not. Maybe just the, oh yeah, I crashed into turn 7. Well, I think I'm gonna make it a little bit farther than that. At least on the track I am a little bit alright. I am not like a super pro. I am, disclaimer, I am not a pro. I am not trying to be a pro. I am just someone having fun, playing games, sim racing or whatever, right? Honestly, with AMS2, the story it has with the game, the development and all that, I think actually this is one of the best DLC tracks this game has. Not only because of people actually saying that has some credibility into the track, not only that, but basically how it feels, the bumps, the force feedback, it actually feels very good, at least in the steering wheel that I have, that is the 29G. And overall, I think it's a very, very cool track to always test yourself, not only time, or if it's either any of those sort of just being fast, it's also keeping the car intact, right? Simulation of damage, it's in sim, so even if I have like a little touch or something at 160 kilometers per hour, I might not have much aero damage or chassis damage, but I might have the steering wheel torque to the side or something like that. If I see that I have some damage and I can keep racing in this situation, in these conditions, I will do the entire stint. It's at 24 laps, so I will try to do stints of 6 laps of refueling, changing new tire every 6 laps. I really have to remember that, because on track I'm gonna have to be, I don't have race engineer, this game does not have race engineer, this game has not any kind of this sort of things, so the only thing I can do is try to do the setup, try to do the race strategy, but try to remember by myself the fuel management, the tire management, and also every 6 laps, on the 6th lap, not on the 7th lap or the 5th, but in the 6th lap I have to pit in. I have to come in, change tires. That's going to be basically the major problem. Probably I'm going to space out a lot because I am in some situation, right? I'm not like the average human being. So obviously this is also a test for me to see how far I can go, how much longer I can do, how much race pace I can take. The difficulty of the AI, it's set to 93%. If I go to 95, which I tried, they actually go very flat out. And I'm just gonna to keep it on the how to say, on the level. I just put it on 93%. probably is too low. I am not sure, but I am not gonna push 100%. For me, the target as a rookie, right? This is my like debut season on GT AMS2, right? This is the first time on the channel. This is the first time for me. I've obviously played before with GT cars, but not a season like this. Everything predetermined, everything just settled, and obviously just live streaming this for the first time on the channel as my first experience in this kind of things. This is going to be tough. This is going to be hard, and I'm going to just try to focus, adapt, and try to be the fastest I can while keeping the car on track. Because the moment I touch a curve, as once I'm out of sector 1, it's game over. I cannot touch curves. I will touch curves because it's my nature. I see red and I am like a bull. I just go to it. But I shouldn't. In this track, it's a death sentence. So much better to just keep it quiet on track, stay on the tarmac, and everything will be fine. Maybe I'm gonna be slow, but AI might even do by themselves mistakes. There might be yellow flags, there might be an incident, there might be retirements. Not only from the incident side, but also from what it could be engine or whatever. Those kind of things are also in the simulation of this sim. So that's really nice. It's sort of an RNG, but it could happen. So if I end the race without crashing, without doing any, well, if I finish the race, I might be P5, you know? It's a 3 hour, it's gonna be a around 3 hour race. No full colors yellow, because I think that will just take off all the action that it could be. So it's gonna be like around 3 hours of non-stop. It's gonna be really painful at the end. Tomorrow I'm gonna have back pain, that's for sure. For sure, tomorrow I'm gonna have back pain. I'm just gonna try to be the most comfortable I can on my chair, the best position I can take, and obviously try to not move much. But I am really, really, let's say, nervous because of what it could be, what it could mean to be in the wrong position and tomorrow just have a lot of pain in my hips, because this has happened before. So I'm just gonna try to really be careful. I have my energy drink here. I try to just put something in my stomach because it's gonna be a long ride. And from this, I'm just gonna move on and get on with the race, right? Alright, so here we are. We are on what it's going to be a journey. Whew, I'm not even sure why I'm doing this. I should have done the 12 lap championship first as a first season. So my fuel tank, all I can do is go to the maximum. 6 laps. I am going to do this. Maybe it's not the fastest way, but I'm going to do this because my target is to finish the race. 6 laps stint, and from there just refueling. So we're gonna go to the strategy. I'm gonna put NÜRBURGRING, only the necessary, and I'm gonna put 6 laps of fuel. Every pit stop. I think I should add more pressure, honestly. It's very cold, the track, by the way. Track is 9 degrees, 10 degrees in the air. Obviously with time the track might get better, but I think this is going to be painful. I think this is going to be change tires, yes. Match all tire compounds. Automatic by weather. Yes, thank God I put this. Oh my God, I don't want the Jerez happening again, honestly. That was so painful. All tires. Bro, hello? All tires. Automatic by weather. Match our tire compounds. I'm gonna put automatic by weather. I don't know if it's going to rain. For what I see right now with the sun, this is probably the best weather so far since free practice and qualifying. I have not recorded qualifying nor free practice because I think it's not really necessary and people aren't really gonna watch it, so I'm not gonna waste my time recording it, editing it and all that. But if anyone is watching this re-upload it after the stream, thank you so much. Stay here, you're probably gonna like it, and this is going to be a total adventure. And I just saw that this is not alright. There you go. There you go. Last fixes before the actual thing starts, I think I'm set. I think I'm done. Alright, so this is going to be the pit strategy. It's going to be a 6 laps. Uh-oh. Did the game crash? Oh no. Okay. Alright. It's going to be a ride. It's going to be a ride. Lap 6. Pit. I'm also going to change, depending on the parts of the track. I'm going to put the fuel management, I'm going to put it on lean, because I actually can't even hold more on the acceleration. I'm just taking a little bit because I'm preparing myself mentally, okay? It's like part of my body doesn't want to do this, but I want to do this. That's why I'm doing it, right? Front brakes to turn 1. And that's it. I think we're set. I think we're about to begin what is going to be a journey. First off, we're going to see the qualifying. We have the LMDh, the hypercars. Jose Lopez, as always, being dominant. The two Valkyries, the two Aston Martin Valkyries, are actually in very good positions. The BMW hybrid, 4th position with Pavel Koshkin. I think I pronounced that wrong. Koshkin? I don't know. Lars Hermann, being the Cadillac. Then we got the Lamborghini, 2 Alpines, the Porsche, and the other blue Cadillac. And then from the GT3 G2, what do we have here? First off, it's a McLaren. That's the first time a McLaren makes pole position in this championship, I think. Then we have the Audi Ilya Maljudet, favorite of the season so far. We got Audi, McLaren, Corvette, BMW with Alexander. That it's we had some encounters with Alexander already. Then we have Dan Richards, surprisingly there, and probably it's because they just couldn't finish the lap. I didn't finish the lap. I did not finish the lap. I pushed too hard at the end of the sector 2. I touched grass and I spun with my ass to the wall. What I'm gonna do, it's keep it clean and finish the race. That's what we are going to do. Unless I crash now into turn 1 with everyone in front of me. I'm just gonna early brake. I'm gonna drive the safest. My target, guys, as I said, is to finish this. It's not to win, it's not to get a podium, but to finish this. 3 hours is gonna be quite a ride. So before we start, I'm just gonna put some music for the starting sequence of the race, as I like to do it. I'm gonna be shut up for 3 minutes, and I'm just gonna drive along with the music, and let's see what happens. Wish me luck. If not, well, you're a bad person. I just saw that. Okay, there you go. Let's fix this. There you go. Here we go. That's not a good start. That's not good. Alright. So probably what happened was that I this rear wheel spin. No. Woo! I thought our race was over. Okay. So painful start. But we're survived, we have no damage, we just spun. Lost time with the cars in front, but that's good because in a way we're not. No, I'm resetting this. No. Hey, you know what? You know what? I want to do this. I really want to do this. I don't want to crash that one. I just need to focus. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just give me this chance. Just give me this one more time. What the f— I was like, where did this guy go? He's on my right. We're side by side. Is he still next to me or what? Is he my shadow? Also, I have tank of fuel full. That is obviously gonna take something to do with that. I don't want to crash in lap 1, guys. I should have practiced more? Yes. Did I have more time? Not really. I just want to do a race per week. And it's about time. Oh, that's nothing. You're okay. We're fine, we're fine. We're not fine. Something funny with the steering wheel. Nah, we're fine. We're good. We're Gucci. We are Gucci. As you can see, I'm not competitive. I'm not a very competitive speed, so what I can do is survive. If this guy's in front of me, we'll just crash into each other. Not the ideal line, I know. I just did it. I just have a thing to keep myself in the... Woo! Don't touch the wall, don't touch the wall. No walls. We're survived. We survived. Madre mía. There's something off. There's something completely off. I have no grip. No! No, man! Okay. As we say in Spain, a la tercera va la vencida. And this is the last time I restart. But I have to finish at least one lap, man. I need to finish one lap. One lap, man. At least one. Last one. Let's try. No. Oh. El Lamborghini. ¡Oh! ¡Madre mía! Got some damage. Look at my steering wheel. We got some damage. That's it. I don't care, man. I'm gonna finish this stint. I don't care. I'm making this. Wait, wasn't that Corvette like P3? The guy behind me? Fumbled the start. Or maybe I pushed him wide. I don't know what happened there. Thank you, Yakrik, for the support. Corvette is gonna eat me. Do they have less fuel than me? Nah, man, I am way too heavy. My car, it's like, it feels so lazy. I'm way too heavy on fuel, man. Maybe I should do 4 lap stint. Let's burn some of this fuel. Yeah, look at them. I think I have too much fuel. I am way too heavy. Or I might just break in too late. Bye bye! Bye bye everyone! Have a nice trip! Bye bye! Yeah, I'm like 2 laps more heavy of fuel. Maybe at the end it will pay off. I almost respond. No, I think I have damage, man. No, no damage in the suspensions. Suspensions are good. Just the steering wheel is a little bit funny. I have to be patient with the axle, man. Patience. For me, the best thing in this track is keeping the inside. If I'm staying in the inside line, is the most safest line. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Not even reaching 6th gear. There's definitely damage. I'm gonna carry on with this until the pit stop. In the pit stop I'll do the repairs. Whatever it takes me. Even if it's an entire minute. Oh, they're on the left. They're not that far away. I just heard them coming out. Funny thing is, so far, so good. The only mistake that I did was with the traffic in turn 1. Oh my god, I almost blocked. Dangarus! The only mistake that I did was managing space with traffic. With the rest, I'm doing very well right now. I just need to wake up a little bit. The thing is, if I do a pit stop now to repair the car, I will completely destroy my strategy. Not really. There's 3 hours of race, so. But it's not what I wanted. It's not my script. And I have so much fuel to waste right now, so. It is what it is. There we go. This is the straight. We're gonna finish the lap now. Nice. Phew. Is it me or 19 it's pitting? Yeah, 19 is in the pits. My tires are cold. That's another thing. Like, the weather, it's so crazy right now. It's so bad. The weather is bad. It's so cold, the track is cold, there's no grip. The tires are on ice constantly. So that's why I've been basically spinning so much, even throughout this entire championship so far, because I put in the calendar simulating this end of the winter, right? So the game says, alright, so what is the average weather in Germany right now? Well, it can be sun, can be cloudy, can be rainy, but it's cold, always. And that's the thing. This is in Germany right now, 3rd month of the year. You can see the trees, they're dead, but spring has not come yet. And the game simulates this weather. It says, well, good luck. You're racing in winter. You can manually script a date or a weather. Obviously, you can put if you want a sunny, hot temperature, if you want a rainy, whatever. But what I did is just put the current date in real life, and the game simulates it. And it's pretty alright for this time of the year in Germany. I think it's very good weather. But very cold. Honestly, buying the steering wheel and all these games, the racing games that I have, it's been such an amazing investment, honestly. On the long term, I've become more aware of other sports and categories, and being able to enjoy them here in Automobilista, it's so nice. You can drive formulas, you can drive hypercars, you can drive GTs, old formulas, V10s, V8s, V6 hybrid, doesn't matter. Here in Automobilista, you have it everything, everything. Car related, obviously. And it's so nice. It's so nice. And actually, this year, 2026, oh my god, 2026, we're gonna have one of the best 24-hour Nürburgring races ever. You have Kevin Estre on the Porsche, and we have the second favorite, which is Max Verstappen on the Mercedes AMG. This is going to be a hell of a Nürburgring 24-hour race. Like Max Verstappen, he's so chill about this current F1 generation cars. Whoa. That he needs to spend the energy somewhere else, and he's going to do 24-hour Nürburgring in real life. Like I remember in 2020, What's it in 2025? 2024. Man, I should focus. 2024. I think it was in the Imola Grand Prix. The Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. He literally did the night stint in the sim racing Nürburgring 24 hours. Amazing stuff. Now this year, because the cars are so much softer, this current F1 generation, he's coming to the real life one. It's crazy. Amazing. Obviously, what I could wish is oh, I wish Max Verstappen just wins the race or whatever. What I honestly just wish is that everyone is safe. You don't know. You never know. For example, I'm sorry for the example, but Michael Schumacher, one holiday and never seen again. I'm not saying that I think that it's gonna be a terrible accident or whatever. There's Nürburgring so many times every year, all the time, and these are super elite professional drivers. But all I wish is that everyone is safe and nothing bad happens to anyone. It's not about who wins or this or that. I just want everyone safe. And I actually think I can make this stint with the steering wheel like this. I can finish this stint, refuel again, and the car drives so much better now with so much less fuel. I have 20 liters less fuel in the car. So now it drives so much better, and probably even moreover, the track is getting better. I like to take the outside, honestly. The inside, it's so too bumpy. Feels more like a waste of time, in my opinion. Maybe if I had a higher car, because with the Audi is very, very low. Maybe with a BMW, there will be no problem. But the Audi is very low. I'm thinking about changing car for next season in Automobilista. Oh. What I think I'm gonna do, it's change to GT3 BMW for another season, and then the third season I'm gonna go hypercar once after I have more experience with AMS. To go seriously in a championship, I've driven before the hypercars, obviously. I got the DLC basically because of it. But I need more experience in this game. So then I'll drive the hypercar. One season maybe. Wow, that was weird. I'm going way faster than before. Did I spin? Oh, hypers. What? Am I getting lapped? Oh no, it's the BMW. Okay, he beat it. Right. He got me then. I was not even looking at him. I mean, my car cannot even reach top speed that it should. Doesn't even reach it. I just didn't even realize we were gonna finish another lap. My mind was still in sector 2. Look at him. There's something off with my car. I think it's I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of damage I have. But he's so much faster in a straight. That means something, but the car is not right. That means something. No worries. What if after lap 12 I start doing stints of 4 laps? Madre mía, just thinking. Lap 12, man, that's in an hour. Is that the hypercars? No. Oh, wait, I overtook more people on the pit lane. Yeah, I think these guys are going way shorter stints. I should have Googled what is the optimum one. I just thought about, what if I just do 6, you know? Until I do 24 laps. Because the tires can hold it. I think the tires can do it. But if by default I'm way slower even in a straight, like, what's the deal with pitting more times, you know? If I can just do the stints and finish the race, I'm happy with that. Let's remember, P10, which is the last position, still gives you 1 point. So even if no one retires, I'm still taking 1 point. And it's very important. Because at the back of the Drivers' Championship here in GT3, it's very packed up. I think it's 3 points, 3 points, 4 points, 9 points. From P10 to P7, P8, sorry, P6. So, overall, I think it's a very cool championship what I've just done. Maybe next season, once I'm in BMW, I'm gonna put more cars, like 16 cars per category. So we have a few cars, yeah, on track. For the shorter tracks, maybe I will just take them off of the calendar, or just deal with it. Because I think there's even enough space on Jerez. Honestly, there's then a gap. And obviously keep the 10 position points, so the back markers feels more like a challenge to reach the top 10, right? So the cars are as they are. There are no upgrades. There's nothing related to that. It's just drive every race the best you can. And that's all about it. The cars are predetermined. There's all the package that they have. There's no nothing. Just set up and just drive them. Drive the car. Finish the race. I'm going too fast. I keep going fast. I'm going too fast and I keep going fast, bro. I'm gonna be always careful here. I don't trust these corners. I don't and will never trust them. Polska, go down! You're way faster than me. Don't mess with me, man. Don't make me spin or anything like that. Yeah, I don't care, man. I'm racing this guy. If he wants to overtake me, he has to fight for it. I'm not getting lapped. We're racing right now. Oh, there you go. Bye bye. Oh my god. Missed the corner. Wow, look at him. Like, they're flying, bro. They're flying. What am I doing wrong, you know? You see, man, that's the cheap code. Just keep the inside, and you will be safe. And that's the cheap code. Not the cheat, but the cheap, because you're actually losing a lot of time. It's the safest, but the worst. Maybe. Well, depending on the corner. Bon voyage! I'm going full throttle. I am full throttle. I just saw a drone? I think I just saw a drone above turn 1. So slippery. It's so slippery. You don't even know. You don't even know. I could spin at any moment in the circuit part. In this side of the track, I feel like I can spin any corner. Every corner. Well, lap 4, 20 to go. Can you imagine? Going too fast, man. I think that's the another biggest issue with me against the AI right now, because I'm fighting for grip while the AI, I think it's just like going flat out in these conditions, right? And I think that's the biggest thing that separates from humans to AI. Like if this will be an online lobby, there are probably a lot of people just committing a lot of mistakes, in all honesty. I did my own, I did a race start. Let's disregard the other 2 tries. Well, that's the thing, the human element, you know? The mistakes, the losing the eyes off the track, misjudging a braking corner, or a braking point, more like. But yeah, you get what I mean. While the AI is just pushing, flat out. Wow. I mean, probably, obviously, if we could hear Max Verstappen or anyone like that, you know, they'll be lapping me already. Because they will be like 2 minutes faster than me per lap. As long as I don't do a 3-minute lap, I'm happy. Sorry, 9-minute. As long as I don't do a 9-minute lap, I am fine, you know. 8:48. That's how it is, you know. For certain, next season, if I don't grab a BMW, I might go Mercedes AMG. I might. Maybe even thinking about livery mods. It seems that this game is very friendly with that. Automobilista is like super friendly with it. I might even add livery mods to this game for the GTs and all that. And if I just put the maxverstappen.com livery in the Mercedes, then I'll be good to go. Obviously, I will be a very bad driver to represent the team. You know, unless there's a support from me. And if not BMW, maybe Mercedes. Because I remember using the Mercedes AMG 2018 in Assetto Corsa Competizione. And if I'm not wrong, I might be saying something that a lot of people just like, whoa! You know? I think the Mercedes has one of the most powerful straight line speeds. Like, just put it in a straight line and goes flying. I think the Mercedes can catch up very good cars in Daytona. I honestly think a Mercedes AMG in Daytona will be favorites. That's the trick of the Mercedes AMG, I think. It's just top speed. The top speed is just crazy. and they also look cool, you know. There's people that don't like the front, which is understandable because it's like far too long in the cockpit, like where the driver is, it's like way too short compared. But I think it's kind of like the magic of it. Maybe like a villain car from the cartoons, like a cartoon villain car. And I think that's why it looks so cool to me. Gives that powerful, evil vibe. And it sounds amazing. The Mercedes AMG actually sounds like a beast, you know? So yeah, very cool car for an evil guy in a racing movie. Honestly, if I were a writer of movies, I would have done so many movies about racing and bring the best of it. Oh my god. Whoosh. My first movie of all, and I will probably waste a lot of money on it. It will be a Formula 1 movie. Yeah, how original, right? But wait, the whole movie, it's around 4 or 5 characters, which are pit crew, driver, team manager, right? But the whole movie, it's one race. It's just one Grand Prix. All the build-up, all the preparations, all the conversations, the talks about the upgrades, the talks about the contracts and negotiations before summer, rumors from the press saying that the team is going to fire the second driver. All of those stories, just bunch them up in a one Grand Prix weekend. You know, at the beginning, the guy's crashing on free practice. He's like super stressed because he knows he gets hurt, that the team is gonna fire him soon if he doesn't get the points. And he will be the main character. And he will be like the rookie that it's not compelling with the contract. And his old rival from Formula 2, he probably will take a seat after summer if he doesn't perform. Yeah, it's a glint of how Red Bull is, right? But it will be involving a totally made-up team, obviously. And the whole movie, the 2 hours and 30 minutes of movie, it will be involving just one Grand Prix, just this one race along the weekend. You have the tension, you have the dramatic moments of the driver just spacing out during the safety car of his personal life or whatever, you know, just to give some more background and bullshit to it. The typical thing of I don't care, you know, but some people like it, right? Oh my god. Driver background. I mean, character background. And then after the safety car, being boom, more action, then a super high tension moment because he has a puncture, and then the entire set moves around the pit crew and the strategists talking to the guys at base as well in their HQ to show how it all works. In reality, it's not just one guy in the pit wall just deciding when to pit. There's the team manager, there's the strategy manager, the sport director of the team. I don't remember how it was called. I think it's like sport director or sport manager, which is like the guy who takes responsibility of the pit crew. And then you have the guys at base. There's like 5 guys on their room of strategy room. They're like, no, but you know, that conversation just goes for some short moment, but very intense, and obviously showing constantly the driver suffering the time loss of the puncture, right? Like super, you can do so many cool things in just one movie about one race. And obviously the guy at the end will just score the points. Not a podium, nothing crazy, but like racing wheel to wheel to his teammates, show that he's what he's capable of. A recovery race, and then finishing like P5 or something crazy like that, right? But the movie will explain way earlier why P5 is so good, because this team is so bad, or the car is very bad, or you know. And a P5 is just like wow, you know, and the whole team with the celebration of the just clapping hands back at the garage with his name, with the P5 in the board and all that. Yeah, I think it will be a very cool movie. I will do also from GT, and I will do also from Le Mans. A Le Mans movie that I will personally pick a real life situation, and it will be the 2024 Le Mans. I think it's 2024, when Ferrari was running out of fuel of the last lap and Toyota was catching up 6 seconds by sector, I think it was. The Toyota was going flat out while the Ferrari was just lifting, coasting everywhere because they were out of fuel. That was such an emotional moment when they crossed the line, you know. That was such a great race to watch. Also, I think 2025, no, it was 2023 what I'm talking about. It was 2023. Or 24. 23. That was 2023. 2024, I don't really remember. I think it was just Ferrari dominance. 1, 2, 3. And I don't remember, honestly. But 2025, that was another year of absolute cinema. Like, people are just always just looking back at the 90s of the 2003, 2014, 2018. Bro, we just had an amazing race last year, 2025. Like, look at the present. We have amazing moments. We have literally a guy with one hand doing a 6-hour stint. By surprise, because the team told him to do so. They're like, hey Robert, can you do can you do the rest of the race? I don't know. I'm very tired. Do you think you can pull it through? I guess. Okay, good luck. While the other two Ferraris, that they were the favorites to win, one spins on the pit lane entry on the Nürburgring, and another one just wasted the entire strategy to fight the other Ferrari. Just try hard in their best, like literally trying their hardest to beat the other Ferrari, because obviously Ferrari has like a super good car for Le Mans. They're always their favorite car. But Ferrari tried so hard to beat each other that they ended up just beating themselves, right? And that's another thing that made me just, man, when the Ferrari CEO was like talking to about the Ferrari drivers, F1 Ferrari drivers, it was like, oh yeah, drivers should shut up more and drive more. They should shut up, talk less and drive more, or something like that, right? And then Ferrari wins WEC Championship because they have a very good car, very good engineers, very good pit crew. And these guys, oh yeah, because we have an amazing, we are super cooperative and all that. Bro, you were fighting every weekend to each other, like Spa, for example, Le Mans, Japan, and you're saying that you're like super cooperative, bro. Like, obviously Ferrari is they're full of themselves. So yeah, just Ferrari moment. I think that's the wrap up. Ferrari's all the time just shooting their own feet. They grab the gun and instead of shooting Toyota, they shoot themselves. And Toyota is coming back strong. Like, I am not saying they're favorite. I think BMW has made a super good step forward with their new car. At least that's the feeling that I had, because I watched that and I say, oh yeah, that looks fast. Or at least that it can survive an entire race. Because BMW hypercar last season was terrible. But the new BMW hypercar, I honestly think, is probably, yeah. Alpine had one win in 2025. It was in Japan, actually. Very good race, very cool race. And I'm actually excited for McLaren to join. Wait, yeah, McLaren is this year, right? And next year is Ford, I think it was. Yeah, WEC is gonna be amazing in 2 years, man. I just hope that World War III never happens. literally, I don't care even about myself enough to say, bro, I need to watch this season. Like, I don't want war because I want the cars to be on track, you know? That is crazy. That is crazy. Hey, I'm doing pretty good, eh? I think I'm doing fine. I'm just messing up right now because I just say it, but we're about to finish another lap, bro. Calm down. 8 seconds, bro. That lap I was flying or what? Well, 30 liters, I think I can do another lap and pit and box. Box. And we will repair all damage? Yes. One more lap. I don't even know if we're gonna finish this. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. The issue was that I was too full of fuel. Honestly, I think that was the major issue that I had. It was too full of fuel. I just heard a car. Okay, someone just came out of the pits. They went for a 5-lap pit stop. That is their strategy. Maybe that's also clever. But you are adding... I think they're adding one more pit stop than me. Because then they will have to pit for the last 4 laps. Right, now what I'm gonna do. It's 4 pit stops. Am I smart? Am I actually on the right strategy? I just had to be more more competitive lap time wise, I think. But this is a very strong. I think maybe I'm fucking smart, man. I don't know. I generally just thought about myself, by myself. I just thought by myself that I could just do a 6-lap pit stop because I saw the car can buck up 6 laps of fuel, and I said, yeah, because you're doing longest stints in an endurance race. I think at the end of the day, I don't know. Depending how much time loss I have, yeah. Maybe with the time loss of fuel tank full, it's too high. I don't know. For me, it just made sense because all the advantage they will have from their strategy against mine, all their advantage will be lap time wise. Which is, as I said at the beginning, all I can hope for is for them to crash. To someone from the AI to crash. Finish the race prematurely and gain positions for free. Because I knew since the beginning, since free practice, that I was not competitive. I really tried to do a qualifying lap because you never know, right? With the AI mistakes and all that. You never know. Maybe I could have started before. Always grabbing the wrong line here, right? Always. I think I made my brain used to it. Because I've always been around here being slow on the practices that I've done in time trial. Maybe without realizing one of these laps I did it because I had 2 seconds there. Maybe one lap I did it right, that I didn't realize it. Push the button. I'm also gonna have to do a pit stop myself once I'm in the pits. Gonna have to do a real life pit stop. I'm done. Guys, I just did it. I crashed into a wall. I don't care, guys. I'm gonna finish this race. If I go too fast, I'm sure that the car will misbehave. If I go too fast, I just gotta keep it on track. Don't go too crazy. And safely go to the pits and repair the car. Race is finishable. Come on. You just gotta look at it. Look at it. Race is finishable. Just try to go fast. Oh! Oh! Whoopa! No! I missed the pit. I am sorry. I know this is hugely illegal, but I am making this race. I am never giving up. I just did something super illegal. I will be disqualified right now. If this was real. Alright. I'll be right back. What a surprise, I still do have some energy drink left. What a surprise. Very silly mistake actually, the touch that I had with the wall. Very silly mistake. Alright, we're off. After 4 minutes of pit stop, might actually get lapped. Yeah, not yet, but they're actually finishing the track. They're so grouped up though. It's not fair. It's not fair. Tires are cold. Whoa, I just said it. Why did I push? I literally just said it. Chillax. We're still doing it, guys. We are still on the race. We are still making it. We might have a chance to finish this race. And to have that on the belt, at least. Not only for the championship points. I'm just talking about that. What I'm talking about is doing a 3-hour race for myself, you know. That is absolutely crazy. We've been through the first part, actually, yeah, through the first part of the race. One hour and 25 minutes already. Actually 1 hour, because I wasted some time. I hit the wall. I hit the wall. I hit the wall. I hit the wall. Still drivable. Still drivable. Can I drive well, please? Do I have to pit again? Are you kidding me? I lost control. What's the... Oh, I got full damage in the back. Are you kidding me, man? Yeah, you're kidding me. I am absolutely angry at myself right now. You don't even imagine. Alright. Box. If I even can make it. It's raining! Did I saw drops of rain? There's rain coming. Or is just a short drizzle, maybe? Because the sky's clear. Guys, you have no idea. Well, actually I can show you. Look at the steering wheel. Look at the steering wheel. I am totally effed. Look at this. I am doing so much strength on the steering wheel right now. It literally just wants to go right and left, right and left. There we go. Okay, you see? Just wants to go right and left, right and left, right and left. Like warming up tires. This is what it wants to do by itself. Car incoming, car incoming, car incoming. Nah, the steering wheel is crazy, man. I think I have to retire, guys. If I just drive like a civilian, I think I can make it. Look at that. You have no idea, guys. You have no idea. I have to keep the steering wheel still. Every time I want to take a corner, it's like about to start drifting like crazy. Wow. You're not done, yo. You're not done, yo. Wow. The car is about, it's like, let me see about that. Every time I say it. The car is, are you sure? Are you sure? Nah, nah, nah. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. It's impossible to keep the steering wheel still, impossible. It's every time I accelerate. Like you can see the car. This is the right stick. This is the right wheel. This is the right wheel, guys. And it's just starting to rain, man. We are not retiring. We are not retiring. Coolant leak. Fuck. Okay, the engine is over. I think the engine is over, guys. We are making it. We are making it. I don't care. Oh, temperatures. Are those the temperatures of the car? I'm actually very sorry. I am actually very sorry. I tried. Next season. Next season. But we are not done yet. We are not done yet. Let's see. 2 cars, 2 GT3s are retired. Not only me, but another one as well. Here we have the GTs. Everyone is going slow. I think it's because of the rain. We have some on the pits. What it seems is refueling. The McLaren is out. Ezekiel. I think it's the pole sitter. It was the pole sitter. Loverick, the McLaren driver. There's a 59. So he just refueled for the next stint. There's light rain right now. Ongoing on the track. What it seems everyone is on slick tires because the track is still not wet entirely. Yet I don't know if their sectors can go separately by weather. What if sector 1 and 2 can be wet but 3 not, you know? We still have to see that. Well, that was a good try race though. Here's Lopez, championship leader in the hypercar category. And the Lamborghini hypercar from IMSA. They're already going through lap 10, the hypercars. They were 3 laps ahead of me. Rampanelli. He's being overtaken by a BMW hypercar. So things might get mixed now. If we look back on the grid. Richard's Lamborghini driver. Not a very lucky one. Doesn't have many points in the Drivers' Championship, but he's doing so far so good this NÜRBURGRING race. We could see actually a very good swing of change this race. Being so long, being so different from the rest. Because the next one is going to be just 24 laps of Spielberg, NÜRBURGRING. So it's going to be quite different from this race. Then right after we're going to have another long race, which is the 24 laps of Le Mans. But still, we are in the present. We're in this NÜRBURGRING race. We just retired. 2 GT3s retirements so far. Hypercars are flying. Speed 15 is Richards. He's gonna have soon some hypercars overtaking him. Gonzalez fighting with GT3 right now. Not letting itself being overtook. Zero there. Sport, yeah. Easy. Easy. Still raining. Small drizzle. It's a very light rain. Can the Audi reach the McLaren? It's just right there. We might see even a fight for the lead. Very big GT3 group here. They are close to each other. There's the BMW driver, the one that I touched at the start of the race. Cars incoming with the Alpine and the Porsche. He's not letting himself get overtaken. He's probably getting the blue flags. There's a big bunch of hypercars right now. Race leader Shorley and Lopez are pitting right now. Hypercars are coming to the pits. They might change to the wet tires. I think they just took out the middle of the stint, honestly. Everyone is coming to the pits. Rain is getting worse. Probably might be taking already an effect on the track. Everyone is coming in. Everyone is coming in. It might be crazy. It might be get crazy. There will be some that would not have to refuel as much as others. So the leader of the race might change. Stevenson with Valkyrie stays out. Shortly already coming out of the pits after the pit stop. Might be already on the wet tires. Lopez is coming out. Ghost car at the pit exit. Now physical firm. There we go with the flashlights. Flashing lights. He's passing through. So the GT3s are out. So it might have been a. Oh my god, that's so close right now. And it's too close. What is gonna happen now? Physical touch now. We got a new race leader. It's the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Probably out because of more fuel. Might be keeping it with the dry tires from the last stint, but not for long. Charlie just 4 seconds behind, probably with a wet tire. Cannot even see it, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna see it. You can see the rain is getting worse. So they might have changed to wet tires, of course, yeah. How long will keep this drizzle stay? Or will it get worse? Lopez came out of the pits so much late. Probably fueled for more laps. The GT3 top 3 are still the same. No big changes, but yeah, no. Actually, Richard's taking positions in 3rd place in the GT3 category. The gaps are very spread though. Valkyrie will want to overtake ASAP. Let's see if the Lamborghini gives room. Oh, side by side, it's even out of the track. That's down. You know, I'm gonna keep this session until the end, you know. I might have to do something if I have to come into the AI that I would. It was a possibility, but it was not planned to be an F. Anyways. Gonna get some more onboard footage. Just cruise through in the hypercar category just a bit. We go flying through the heavy rain. It's actually very cool to do this. Drive something like this, so powerful, so fast around this track. Yeah, the rain is getting worse. Rain is getting worse. The sky is getting more cloudy. The sun is disappearing. We're heading into this tight turn. Oh my god. It's breaking into its ass, man. Now the GT3s are an entire lap behind, with at 8 minutes 17 seconds from the GT3 category leader. They are at a full lap behind the hypercars. The hypercars might as well be doing 6 minutes laps. And all the hypercars are under the same minute. That is actually very tight. Flying. Beautiful sounds from the Cadillac. Did I get on board? Just 5 seconds, 6 seconds behind the race leader, Stevenson. Just 11 seconds behind personal lap from Charlie right now on board. Might as well been the fastest personal lap. Could have been from low fuel lap. We got a yellow flag. Yellow flag. is it? Car number 10. There's a crash from the Alpine! And the Audi! That was Thompson! Thompson and Gonçalves had an incident. We just missed it. The Alpine of Gonçalves might retire. Thompson has front damage. Might have been in a braking point. The right wheel, the right front wheel is actually loose. This is the kind of incidents that I was waiting for the race to have go on while I was on track, but it didn't happen. I was not that lucky. But others might be lucky. We got Richards now. He's gonna catch him soon. It is actually getting interesting. Might be as well the rain taking an effect, because I think the driver of the Audi that just had the incident with the Alpine didn't change for the rain tires. It stayed out. It stayed out with the dry tires. We'll have to pit now and change for the damage. Is still the Alpine is still there. Come on, man. I don't even know if he's going to retire. He's stuck. It's like trying to think, I think. That's my guess. At the moment it does some advances a little bit, it goes reverse. Might as well stay there for the rest of the race. Reza, something to do about this. There you go. Shortly, 3 seconds behind the race leader, hypercar category. Just in front, we can see it. GT3s are pitting. Rampanelli is changing probably now to the wet tires. All the other GT3s are also coming to the pits. He's gonna go through the repairs, Thompson, and change to new tires. Maliev not being on the radar so far on the race, though it's the second one on the Drivers' Championship in the GT3 category. We had Ezekiel, the pole sitter from this race in the GT3 category. It's staying out. They changed to the wet tires. Rampanelli is already coming out. Richards is going to be the next. Now, in the race, in second position. Might be as well as third. Because now Ezekiel took the place. Just with cold tires coming out of the pits. Ghost mode. Now it's physical. There's collisions now. Corvette side by side with number 17. Richards just changed tires. Oh, there's a touch. They had just cold tires coming out just from the pits. What can Loveland do? Staying in front, just about. Changing direction to the braking. Oh, just tried to get in through the inside, but couldn't. Corvette is actually trying, but the Lamborghini is just staying on his face, just making his car the widest possible, while the race leader is just getting away from this. Bullshit is hard. We're heading into the NORDSCHELIFE, entering now the forest, leaving the track behind. Just tried too much on the inside, touched the curve and lost time. Now there's a gap between them. basically on his ass. Oh, number 10, Gonzalez came out. He did it. He's back on track. Now he's gonna finish the lap. The black Alpine is gonna come into the pits, do the repairs, and finish the race. No retirement so far. All the 10 cars of the hypercar category, they're still on track. There's crazy news. That's crazy news. Stevenson now fighting with Charlie for the race lead. They might even crash into each other if they keep racing at this distance from each other. On the charge. Down in the main straight. I think Stevenson has to pit. Yes, he's coming into the pits. Now Charlie leading the race, which is 8 seconds ahead of Lopez, teammate from the same constructor. The black Lamborghini is coming. We got a fight here over here. The Corvette finally did it. The number 17 over the Lamborghini. 19. Will it be on the charge again? Oh! I thought it was coming out. I thought it was lost the racing line. The rain visually getting worse and worse as the time goes by. What a race I'm missing.
backing up now. Porsche and the Alpine. They've been probably the whole stint fighting each other. Has the time come now for the overtake? Oh, they were so sorry, they touch each other. Go straight into at the exit of the track. Now they're going into the NORDSCHELIFE. They're just keeping tight and keep it together. So together that they're so close. These three. These three. Corvette just took the control of the situation. But now the McLaren is gonna try it again. Has the inside. Lost the braking point and missed it out completely. Now recharge. Last place driver, the BMW, Nabutovsky, I don't know. BMW driver, onto the pits. Lap 13, there's still a long way to go. Now these two are fighting to each other. On the middle is Lati, and then the other two. Sioni and NÜRBURGRING. What a move! Whoa. Let's go, you get it! Well, the Alpine is coming back side by side. This is absolutely fantastic to see. Oh my god. They're still side by side. The Alpine is catching up. Ah, but he just lost it. But you see, he keeps trying. Stevenson keeps trying it. Simeone keeps trying. It's almost out. The Porsche Pinsky. That is crazy. Weather still getting worse by the lap. These two are also fighting for position right now. fighting for P4. We got the blue Valkyrie, this defending position for the red Cadillac. And these two are still more packed up here. Oh! What was just that? What was that? Alright, let's go back to the fighting for 4th position. They just entered NORDSCHELIFE. He's got in. Might as well talk about something. Like when I was driving. Yeah, but I think WEC might be a very interesting season this year. Also IMSA, obviously I saw the 24-hour Daytona, it was very good. It was quite nice that I could sleep throughout the night because I missed it all. I able to see. Then in the morning, after the morning, I saw the night. It was like full course yellow. It was actually raceable. Like I don't know what way it was actually. You could not see nothing. So what else could you have done? What else would you could have done? What I would say is just do the race in summer, but don't do it early in the year because obviously the weather is not going to be very good. The weather is not going to be too nice. So if there's any news about the FIA World Championship, This is gonna be about the latest things. Right? We're in 2026. The season hasn't started yet. It soon will. But the new projects, the new things that are going on. For example, with Alpine. Alpine is actually suffering from a lot. Porsche Pinsket's not gonna race in WEC this year. Sadly, they just closed from being on WEC, which is a European Championship. It's more like World International, because they don't really go to Europe. But, it's a European sport, so a lot of all of these things to move around and all that, I probably is because of all the money that it costs. But we do have very interesting races along the season, right? The tracks this year are probably much of the same like last year, which is fine. We're all used to it. We just can't even guess what is going to happen and make our opinions and stuff. Peugeot, let's see if they have a better year this time around. I think a lot of expectations are just relying on how all of this will come to. Yeah, 2026 first race of the season is going to be the Qatar, the 6 hours. Then we got a lot of races. We got Italy, Belgium, France, Brazil. Brazil is one of the best in my opinion, so such a great race. Bahrain is the last one of the season in the calendar. Qatar might be able to do it on Qatar because of all of that is going on in the Middle East. It's very bad stuff. I don't want to make any comments. The only comment that I will do, it's without getting very political or anything. These things should not happen. That's all I'm gonna say. These things should not happen. In the times that we are now present, the way that we have evolved, society and everything, these things, they should have been left in the past. Is there any fight we're missing? Maybe for the 8th position. Let's see. We got a 3-car fight here. 3-car fight. Take into consideration almost everything that the cars, how the teams are changing the cars, the prototypes are swiftly changing again. There is a major effect, even if it's not that silly, but there's a big change this year, and I think it's going to be very cool to see how teams are getting it right at first. There's nothing wrong, but alongside all of that, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how all will move along the season. Last year we had a very tight year, even if it was very dominant Ferrari in the championship. Back on the middle of the field, it was very tight. Hoping for Peugeot to do better, hoping for Aston Martin to be more competitive. Because this is a very lovely car, it's very beautiful, very good sound, aerodynamically it's an amazing car. I just think just hoping for a better season for Aston Martin hypercars. We can see it clearly now, passing by alongside with the Alpine, which is a race winner from the WEC 2025 season. Alpine did a very surprising stint, a very surprising strategy along the race in Japan. I think it was a very good race from them. Look at the Aston Martin, he's cruising through. Oh my god, they touched me. They could have ended badly. Porsche just turned into it. the Aston Martin has so much more pace right now. I wonder if it's like one lap lower fuel. It seems to have so much more pace. Oh, there's a slight touch into the corner entry. Now the Porsche is at a disadvantage. Oh my god, it's a shame we're not gonna see more Porsche and WEC, but this is still on IMSA, so a very good race they did in Daytona, which also Daytona is in this calendar. If you don't follow me on Twitter, on X, whatever it's called, in this social that I have right there, you can see all the news and everything related to the channel that is going on. Some publications every now and then, every time I remember, because I don't really actively use it. There's not much of a big community that I've grown in social media, obviously, because I'm a very small channel. But anyway, it's very good to have people just interested in this content that I do. Majorly, I would have been doing this right now alone. You know, I would be right now by myself, wasting my own time like this because it's something that I like to do, right? But I do it on the channel majorly because probably I am on the spectrum. That's thing number one, and number two is because I love to share, I love to record stuff, I love to keep record of things, and I used to do that before starting at all with the channel, right? I used to just have some notes, have some data available, physical or digitally, along the free practices. I will do some setups and stuff. I will know that some stuff, and so then at the next season, I will come back to the old information, and I will update it, keep it in consideration, and studying it, and check it out, and yes, just updating it, making it better, or more closer to what the current season car has and stuff. Majorly on F1. I've spent so much time playing F1. I think in F1 22 I probably have like, I don't know, couple over 1,000 hours, probably 1,500, 1,500, something like that. So F1 22 I spent a lot of time playing it, obviously in 2022, 2023, 2024 F1 24 came out. F1 24 I have a lot of hours as well, not even 1,000. But I do have a lot of hours. And now in F1 25 that I got from December, because they, the moment they announced that 26 will not come out and 25 will get updated, that's when F1 25 I got it, and I get to just race within the last year of these F1 regulations from the ground effect that I really love. I actually really like them. They were very negatively introduced, but overall with the years they just broke time records, broke law physics. Very cool. Overall very cool car generation. In my opinion, it's one of the best. It's in my top 3. In all honesty, the ground effect era 2022 to 2025 generation, it is in my top 3 of cars of F1. My number 2, I would say the 80s, 90s, because of the raw power. They were more like chunky muted karting cars. You know, it was more like a kart, like karting, but on steroids, and it was actually really great cars, really amazing way to approach the aerodynamic, starting that basically baby steps from aerodynamic that we have compared now to F1. But very cool generation, very cool looking cars, very cool sounds, very nice generation. And my number 1 is the 2003, 2005 F1 generation. I think that's my best. That's the peak F1. In my opinion, 2005, 2003, peak F1. There's nothing better than that. Nothing. I never will. Actually, if you give a V8 to this current generation of F1 with all the aerodynamic purposes, with the X and Y mode and all that, you just keep all the aerodynamic stuff, but you just change this engine well, V6 or V8, and F1 is fixed. My most honest opinion. The new generation, I really like the aerodynamic ingenuity, the aerodynamic engineering that it has, and all the features that it provides. I really like them. I really see that they're very smart. And you just give at the back of that car a V8 engine, and F1 is fixed. Maybe with the comeback of curse, but in all honesty, those things were introduced because of the lack of robotics back in the time. But because one team will do a very good job and another team will not do such a very good job. So we had a moment of F1 that cars will be very spirited because of their engines, such as like right now. And now there's the boost mode that will completely take off your all of your energy for the next turn. So the guy who uses overtook will try to overtake you again. And that's why I think this season is going to be interesting. As I said on Spa, hey, listen, calling out myself. In the last round on Spa, I said around like in the middle of the race that Ferrari will be in a survival game. And it's true. It is actually what I expected. Ferrari with a new engine, they have a very cool way to keep up the turbo going on, right? Different from everyone else. From Mercedes engines, from Audi, from Red Bull, from everyone else. They actually did a very good job for the engine. Yeah, very good. But for the start of the race, because then at the rest of the session after lap 20, they are just in a survival game. Is Ferrari the second right now? We still don't know, because Asa Hadjar retired very early on the race, and we had also the Max Verstappen issue with the qualifying that he started at the back of the grid. Right. Max Verstappen did a very good race, a very solid race. A lot of time wasted overtaking so many back markers, and it was such a chaos. Everyone was fighting each other like lions. So obviously Max did waste a lot of time. We don't really know the potential of the Red Bull. Now coming into China this weekend is going to be very interesting. We have a very, very long straight, right? We have a very, very long track. It is actually a long track. Very huge for this car, so we'll say. Sector 1 is going to be an entire journey. And I think it's the biggest place to recharge the battery. Because then for the main straight, you will just have to drain your battery for the last 3 straights, basically. These cars are so prepared on a main straight, on a straight line, that is going to be another main straight, basically. Alright, so we have some changes here on the pit. Coming out of the pits, we have Stevenson. There's still out. We have Lopez. Fighting with Stevenson right now, Charlie leading the race. Totally comfortable. The BMW Koshkin. Very good, very good. They just grabbed on track P4. They're right now P4. Smelling that podium. That is actually a very good change from the BMW car. Anyway, going back to Formula 1. Oh wait, we got a fight here? We do have a fight. Yeah. Yo, look at that! That is absolute crazy. Absolute crazy. Man, they might even end up in a crash, eh? Look at them. Wow. Right. So going back. I don't completely dislike this current F1 generation because race pace did really change all the situation. I was really excited throughout some years learning more about the operation. once they started talking about it. Before I started knowing about it. And I was actually excited. I said, no more DRS, no more of this or that, no more shenanigans or anything, right? And then they introduced the boost mode, overtake mode, boost mode, whatever it's called. And I said, nah bro. And then with the engines, they said that the cars were going to be like Formula 2. And I didn't even comment about it. I didn't even have words to react to that information. When they said that Formula 1 are, yes, still was Formula 2. And I couldn't even just make an idea about it. I said, like, what is the FIA doing? One thing I can say is that every single F1 generation that has been coming for the last 20 years, every time there's a new F1 regulation, nobody likes it. Everyone talks bad about it. Everyone is just pointing fingers at this guy. They are right. But that means that F1 is constantly making a pretty generation of good things. They end up their stint of years being very good cars. If we kept this year with this baggage of the previous year, this would have been the tightest season ever. Like, who knows where Williams will be? Who knows how far McLaren will be? Who knows how bad Mercedes will be? Right? Because some teams got it completely right, and others got it completely wrong. That's the magic of Formula 1. That's why there's so much championship. That's why the cars are all the same. Right? And taking that as a consideration, F1 constant evolution and ingenuity, constant changes are such a great thing to have. I think it's legit, very, very nice to keep evolving the sport, to keep doing something like that. Because at the end of the day, if we keep on the same generation forever, I honestly don't know how artificial it would be with the performance overall by the end of the seasons. Obviously they will have so much knowledge, you know, that there will be probably not much to choose, right? And all the teams probably will end up with the same car. They will all end up with the same aerodynamic aspects, with the same packages, with the same projects, with the same limits, because they already work. No one's going to try to do something crazy because this already works. And that's how Formula 1 will end up being. Everyone will just copy each other. They will have basically the same car, maybe with a slight change in the rear wing, maybe with a slight change in the chassis position, and suspension position. That's it. Maybe end up like Formula 2. Won't that be exciting? Maybe yeah. All the cars are pretty much the same and all that. The engine difference will be the only impact. But that's not Formula 1. Formula 1 is about going to the maximum limit of what it can do. So that's why the FIA, after some years, they just reset, press wipe, new generation of cars. And for me, that's exciting. I think finding always new ways to go throughout the season to make things different, to make the new stuff go on. I really think it's a really exciting thing to just wait and look forward to. Next year, it's going to be an entirely different thing. Maybe not next year, but at the middle of next year, or even the next one. 2028 might be very, very competitive year. Because right now, we are coming from a white canvas. Blank, white canvas. So, what you have done is what you get. Aston Martin, we have seen it. Formula 1 Aston Martin, very bad. The worst thing I think from Aston Martin's situation is that the car actually has some potential. We have seen Fernando Alonso having an amazing start from the back to P10 at the turn 4, right? And that was absolute amazing, maniac start. What a great start from Fernando Alonso. What a good eagerness. There's still that on Fernando. He knows the situation, but he's not backing off. He's not giving up. He's just, if he can, he will do it. If there's room for trying, he will try it. And that's a great thing about Fernando. He's such a great driver. It's a great example. And just taking that into consideration, now knowing that the engine is basically the major issue of the entire package, but Honda basically buried Aston Martin for this season. It's so catastrophically bad. But then we have seen things like this from McLaren in 2023. Such a bad year for McLaren in 2023. Oscar yesterday, basically, they had even changes in wheels along the first race of the season. Some people might not even remember that, but McLaren was terrible in 2023 at the start. The package was terrible, the car was bad, the glitches, the software, the engine, they got it so wrong. And then, at the next season, 2024, they are nearly fighting. They're nearly fighting for the championship. We have seen some things before. Might as well happen again with a new curve, like the new complete generation. Because someone just clicks it, says, "Alright, this was the mistake, this was the issue." They fix it along the season. And who knows? Maybe even Audi at the end of the season fighting Mercedes, because they not only found out something about their engine, but they might as well find out something about the energy management and some aerodynamic aspects like dirtier, low downforce stuff. We still don't know. We only have seen one race, and as George Russell said at the end of the race, we have basically had the worst track possible to make this F1 game with the new regulation. And China's, it's another one. China, it's legitimately another bad track with a white canvas paper, with a white paper without data with these cars. Because not only is the Chinese track so bad for these tracks, for these cars, sorry. We have a sprint. We have a sprint weekend. We have one for practice. We have straightaway qualifying. Then we have a sprint race in the morning and another qualifying. Straight up push. Obviously, it's going to be good for the drivers to just find the limits within the setups that they just do in such a short time. But it's actually bad. It's actually bad for the engineering aspect and for the team aspect. In a way, there's going to be like a good simulation. What they could have done, what they could have seen, because they're going to have like a replay at Sunday, right? After Saturday, they're going to have a short race. They're going to have to see, alright, we ended up 12 seconds behind the guys who we are drivers with. Why? Okay, they probably will find it after so long a session and say, this is what we're going to do on Sunday. And what they do on Sunday, it's all about because of what they've done earlier. So that could be another good thing to look forward to for training. But in my opinion, I think it's very bad. Oh No, yeah, but this race is going to be way too long. Once we go to the mark of the next hour, once we reach 3 hours of streaming, I'm going to have to close it. I'm actually be right back, and Milan's going to be AFK leaving this onboard camera.